Hello and welcome back to Nantgwyn. The following video will reassure you as parents and members of our community that we are fully ready to welcome back our pupils to Nantgwyn over the coming weeks. Mr Evans is just about to take you through everything you need to know about welcoming our pupils back, but I want to reassure you as a parent, as a teacher and a head teacher of this great school that we are fully ready to see our pupils over the next 2 weeks. Can't wait to see you all.
Hello, Shwmae to all parents and pupils of Ysgol Nantgwyn. We're really excited and looking forward to welcoming you back to school for the start of September. Now, lots of things have changed since we closed the school back at the end of March and since we reopened just before the summer holidays. This video will take you through all of the changes, regardless of whether you attended school before the summer or if you haven't been with us since the end of March. There are 5 different chapters within this video clip, and it's really important that you familiarise yourself with every single chapter. We'll take you through arriving and departing from school. We'll take you through what happens on a day-to-day basis in lessons. So without further ado, let's get started. When you're in the school building, you'll see these stickers on the floor in all corridors. These stickers indicate a 2-metre gap. The stickers also indicate the direction that you should be travelling in. The guys are now going to give you an example as to how you need to walk down the corridor. Off you go, guys. It's really important that you stay 2 metres from other pupils within the school. You will always have a member of staff with you when you're working your way around the school to your classroom for the day. And it's really important that you follow their instructions. Now, as you'd expect, when you're moving around the school, at the start and at the end of the day, you'll see lots and lots of signs. It's really important that you pay attention to the content of those signs and what they mean. Now, on the first day when you return back to school, your teachers will go through all of the signs with you. So nothing at all to worry about from that perspective. You'll have lots of opportunities to ask questions of the members of staff. The World Health Organization guidance on face coverings was published on the 21st of August 2020. And since then, it has been adopted by Welsh Government as core guidance. Effectively, all children over the ages of 11 years old will need to wear a face mask. Any child that is in year 7 and above will have to wear a face mask in communal areas such as corridors. Pupils will not need to wear the mask when they are in the class because this may prove to be uncomfortable and it may affect teaching and learning. It's important to note here that all staff will also wear face masks or visors when they are in communal areas with pupils. It's also key to note here that masks are not a substitute for effective hygiene and safety measures. It's absolutely key that pupils still socially distance when they're in communal areas. It's absolutely key that they still regularly wash their hands. In terms of regular hand washing, it's important that pupils wash their hands for 20 seconds. If they need to cough or sneeze, that they use a tissue. And it's really important if they're wearing a mask to avoid touching the mask and to avoid touching their face. Within our FAQ section, there's also some points on effective do's and don'ts when wearing a face mask, and that will also be part of pupil induction when they return to school. If somebody becomes symptomatic, under no circumstances should the pupils or members of staff attend the school setting. We'd like, please, for all families to conduct a health check every morning before children and parents leave for school. This can simply be a question of asking your children, do they feel well in that particular morning? If they say no, it's a case of taking their temperature and then following the guidance that is set out on Welsh Government website or NHS Wales. If your son or daughter feels unwell and they have any of the 4 identified COVID-19 symptoms, i.e. a continuous cough, a high temperature, or a loss of taste or smell, or they have tested positive for COVID-19 in the past 10 days, then you will need to isolate. If you live in a household with someone who has symptoms of COVID-19 or has tested positive to COVID-19 in the past 14 days, then again, you must not attend school. Minimising contacts and mixing between people reduces transmission of COVID-19. These practices need to be embedded within our school. It is absolutely fundamental that pupils socially distance where they can in communal areas, such as when they're walking down corridors, at break times and at lunch times. This will all form part of pupils' induction when they come into school. Whenever we receive an update, we will always pass that information on to you. The update will come via our social media platform of Facebook, or it'll come via our school website or parent mail. In order to gather further information, please visit www.ysgolnantgwyn.co.uk and click on the Reopening School page. If you click on Opening Information, that'll take you to all of our new information about opening school in September. If you need information about transition or uniform, the links are also there. Once you click on the Opening Information page, you'll see lots and lots of documents, including the letter to parents, an address from the head teacher, and then various FAQ documents where we should be able to answer all of your questions and queries. As well as that, we've got some very important documents such as the Reopening Risk Assessment and Traffic Management Plan. The expectation, when pupils return to school, is that they return in full school uniform. Information about uniform can be found on the school website by clicking on the Reopening link and then on the Uniform hyperlink. On that page, you'll find guidance for each of the schools and each year group with the required uniform. We've also relaxed elements of the school uniform to ensure that all pupils attend school in the correct clean school uniform each day. For further information, please either email the head of school or you can find additional information on the school website in the letter guidance. Ysgol Nantgwyn has 3 very simple rules. They are to be ready, be respectful and be responsible. Whilst in school, all pupils must adhere to the following 5 points. Please don't be nervous about your first day back. When you arrive at school, you'll be allocated 1 member of staff in a classroom when you come into school. You'll have a full induction. We'll talk to you about the changes around the school building. We'll talk to you about lunch. We'll talk to you about going to the toilet. We'll talk to you about all the different things that you need to be aware of when you're within school. We also want you to enjoy coming in. We want you to see the friends that are there within your groups. The next section will cover the traffic management plan. This plan covers how parents can enter school site in a vehicle and drop off or pick up their children, and it also covers pedestrian access for children right the way through from nursery to year 11. So, there are 3 main entrances to the Ysgol Nantgwyn site. The first entrance is based on Gwyn side, just by the Gelli Faelog housing estate, where cars can enter and access Gwyn yard. There are 2 other entrances. The rear lane to the back of the school, whereby pedestrians can access that lane, and also pedestrians can access the school drive. In terms of vehicle access, the only area where vehicles can access Ysgol Nantgwyn is via Gwyn site. Cars can enter the Gwyn site, you won't have access to the turning circle, and vehicles will drive along the main road and pull up just outside the front of Gwyn reception. It is at this point that pupils will alight. Once pupils have been dropped off, parents won't be allowed to disembark from the car, they will need to stay in the car, and then parents will be able to leave school site following the cones being directed by members of staff. Down the bottom of the screen you'll see a waiting area. If a parent at the end of the day needs to pick up multiple siblings, then they will be able to drive down and park in the waiting area until all siblings are available. However, I know communication has taken place with heads of school so that pupils will be picked up or siblings will be collected at the last collection time of the children. So for example, if the one child is being picked up at 20 to 3 and the other child is being picked up at 10 past 3, both children will be picked up at 10 past 3 as opposed to parents having to come and go. As you can see, the vehicle will then exit following a one-way system right the way down and off school site. Again, as mentioned earlier, if parents attend outside of the window of the staggered start or finish, you won't be able to stop your vehicle. You'll have to go along the one-way system and back out and return at your designated time. If pupils attend school on a bus or a minibus, the buses and minibuses won't access Gwyn site, the gates will be closed and minibuses will drop off on the turning circle. The turning circle is predominantly going to be used by pedestrians. From Nant side, as you can see, the bottom of the Nant drive will have a no entry sign. Gates will be locked here and gates will also be locked just towards the top end of Nant drive. This is because we want to ensure all pupils are safe in terms of walking up to the school site. In terms of pedestrian access, as I said earlier, there are 3 different entrances. The first one here, the green arrow, this is where if parents want to drop off their young children from Gwyn, you'll be able to bring your son or daughter to Gwyn gates where you'll be met by a member of staff and then they will proceed to take your children into school. Similarly, if Nant pupils are approaching from the Gelli Vailog estate, you will also be able to access Gwyn gates on foot. If pupils are coming from the Gelli Vailog estate, they will then follow the red arrows and make their way down into the Nant building for their designated entry point. If parents or pupils are approaching from the rear lane to the school, as indicated here with the orange arrows, you will be able to bring pupils onto school site if you're a parent of a child in Gwyn, and you will be able to drop off that child into the lower Mugger. You will only be able to take your child as far as the end of the path, and again you will be greeted by members of staff. You'll then be able to turn around and walk back down the path, or you can exit along Llywelyn Street as indicated by the side of the blue arrows. If you're a pupil approaching from Llywelyn Street, you'll be able to follow the blue arrows and make your way into the Nant building. In terms of pupils exiting on foot, again, once pupils are dismissed, they can exit either via the Gelli Vailog estate, Llywelyn Street, or towards the rear lane, which gives you access towards Penregraig. The key change here with that third entrance and exit allows parents to drop off and pick up their children from Gwyn. This means that unlike before the summer, parents won't need, if you come from Penregraig or Williamstown, you won't need to walk around to the Gelli Vailog entrance. You'll be able to come up the lane or from Llywelyn Street and drop off your children inside the lower Mugger. The key thing here is that you make sure that you socially distance from other adults and that you won't be allowed onto the lower Mugger in the morning. You will simply drop off your children to members of staff who will escort them to their classroom. In terms of at the end of the day, parents will be allowed to wait on the lower Mugger, providing they are within their collection window. If you attend school outside of a collection window, unfortunately, you will have to leave school site and come back for your designated slot, because we only have a certain capacity for vehicles and for adults throughout the school day. Summary notes from the traffic management plan. Parents and pupils can now access the pathway to the rear of Nant building as demonstrated by the orange arrows. Parents can escort their son or daughter to the lower Mugger via the path in the morning and in the afternoon. Cars can only access Gwyn building, so please see the clip of access if you're unsure about how cars move across Gwyn car park. Parents must arrive within the allocated window. Parents arriving in car can only drop off pupils outside Gwyn reception, and parents driving on Gwyn site must follow the instructions of staff. That is absolutely key. Please see the traffic management plan, which is available on the school website for more details and a more thorough breakdown. On the screen you will see the staggered start times for all pupils right the way across Ysgol Nantgwyn. So for example, if your son or daughter is in nursery, you will need to arrive to school site at 9:15 AM. All traffic will approach from Gwyn side. There won't be any traffic accessing on Nant side. In a sec I'll take you through the video which demonstrates how traffic approaches Gwyn and works its way around Gwyn car park for drop off and pick up. In terms of this table, it's absolutely key because it also gives you information about the start date. Now, not all pupils will start on Thursday the 3rd of September. In accordance with Welsh Government and local authority guidelines, we have a staggered start just so that pupils have the space to become familiar with their surroundings. You'll also notice that there are different entry and exit points. This is really important for pupils that are based in the Nant building because we have a number of different entry and exit points. You'll also see that there are staggered end times in the day. As parents, it is absolutely key that you only attend the school for your designated window. Unfortunately, if you arrive too early for your designated window, you won't be allowed on school site. You'll have to go around our main yard with the rest of traffic and then come back for your designated window, because we must ensure that all staff are ready to receive children at the designated time. In terms of key terms, you would have heard things like contact groups, bubbles or pods. Within Ysgol Nantgwyn, with pupils that are from nursery right the way through to year 9, the pupils' classes effectively become their contact groups. We've got pupils in years 10 and 11, because they are studying option subjects, they will be in contact groups on a regular basis for their core subjects, but at certain times within the week, they will mix into other classes whereby they study their option subjects. This is absolutely fundamental, and this is a decision that we have made in order to allow pupils in years 10 and 11 to access their GCSE option subject. 2 weeks of term, all pupils will be able to purchase a cold grab-and-go bag to the value of a school meal from the school canteen on a pre-order basis. Pupils will order through their class teacher first thing in the morning with a choice of baguette fillings or rolls for pupils from nursery to year 6. The bag will also include a bottle of water, a piece of fruit and a healthy snack, i.e. a gingerbread man, a muffin or a cookie. The cost of this lunch will be deducted from pupil canteen accounts with no charge to free school meal allocations. Where possible, children will take their lunches to eat outside. Obviously that's weather dependent. Children are encouraged to bring a snack and water for break time. Free school meal pupils will have access to a snack via the support team to support breakfast or lunch provision. Younger pupils in Gwyn will still be provided with milk on a daily basis. It's important to stress here, under no circumstances will any pupils be allowed to leave school site at lunchtime. That includes pupils from year 10 and year 11 that have previously been allowed off school site. This also includes pupils who usually go home for lunch. If we allow pupils to go off school site and break their bubbles or contact groups, that ultimately puts other pupils at risk. So it's really important that once pupils attend school in the morning, they remain at school until the designated staggered finish time is completed as outlined earlier in this video clip.
Hi, my name is Mr Davis. I'm head of lower school. This is a message to all pupils at Ysgol Nantgwyn, in particular those in lower school itself. We're looking forward to welcoming you back in the coming days. Staff have been busy behind the scenes, making sure and getting ready for a safe return. So we look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello all, Miss Lane here. I'm going to be overseeing years 4 to 8 in September, along with the rest of the middle school team. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all and excited to get back to learning. See you soon.
Hi everyone, just wanted to say a really quick hello, and I can't wait to welcome you back next week. It's been a long old time since we were all together. I've missed you lots I know you'll all have missed me, but don't worry, you'll have your Mrs. Williams fix next week. I hope you're all well. Take care. Lots of love.
Hi everyone, I'm missing you loads and looking forward to seeing you back at Ysgol Nantgwyn next week. We've been really busy in school getting everything ready for you. The hub is up and running, Phoenix is all ready for you, and I know the staff have been working really hard and they can't wait to see you soon. Take care, see you soon, bye bye.